A long way out, in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. Presently a breeze dissipated the cloud, and I descended upon the glacier. The surface is very uneven, rising like the waves of a troubled sea, descending low and interspersed by rifts that sink deep. The field of ice is almost a league in width, but I spent nearly 2 hours in crossing it. The opposite mountain is a bare perpendicular rock. From the side where I now stood, Mount Tanvert was exactly opposite. At the distance of a league, and above it rose Mont Blanc in awful majesty. I remained in a recess of the rock, gazing upon this wonderful and stupendous scene. The sea, or rather the vast river of ice, wound among its dependent mountains, whose aerial summits hung over its recesses. Their icy and glittering peaks shone in the sunlight. At the head of a long mahogany table stands one of the most dangerous men in New York. Around it sits a group of stone-faced men, ranging in age from 18 to 80. They're all armed, all staring at me. But I'm not afraid. I'm solid, my muscles made of steel, my blood of ice. This is King Dolce, my great-nephew. He's going to make a fine soldier, Al says, laying a hand on my shoulder. I can feel the strength in that hand even though he applies no pressure. I can feel the ability to take lives and to make calls that take lives. Her lips part, and recognition dawns over her face. She quickly covers what must be an unintentional confession of understanding. I was more wondering why you're an alcoholic. The words sting worse than a slap in the face with a big, stinky tuna tail. She doesn't know about me. Now I'm considering getting up and walking out of her life for good. I fold my arms over my chest and lean back, lifting up the 2 front legs of my chair. I'm not an alcoholic. First step is admitting it. The arrival of coffee and beignets briefly interrupts our dialogue.